I bet you didn't have little Billy gambling at skee ball at Dave & Buster's on your 2024 bingo card. Well, guess what? It's happening. Let's talk about it this week on It's All Dug in Games. Well, I didn't see myself making this video, but here we are. There is a chain of restaurant/arcades in the United States called Dave & Buster's, and Dave & Buster's purports to be a family-friendly but maybe more adult-oriented establishment where you can go and have a meal, have a couple nice alcoholic beverages if you prefer, and then play some arcade games. We're talking things like skee ball, air hockey, arcade games from classics like Ms.Pac-Man all the way up to modern stuff. You name it, soup to nuts. Well, now the news has broken that Dave & Buster's is going to begin in the near future allowing customers to bet on arcade games. That's right. According to CNBC here, the key points, Dave & Buster's will begin offering loyalty members the ability to bet on its games. Adults ages 18 and over will be able to place real money wagers on arcade games with their friends. The technology expected to be available in the coming months. Digging a little deeper into the article, they now have 222 Dave & Buster's, by the way. They've been around since 1982, around the same time as, of course, the kids' food in Arcade Palace, Chuck E. Cheese. So I think most people consider almost Dave & Buster's maybe a more grown-up Chuck E. Cheese. But nonetheless, yes, you can now, according to the article, make a friendly wager on a Hot Shots basketball game, a bet on a skee ball competition, or another arcade game. The corporate spin here is a boom in betting increases engagement among sports fans. According to the article, digital gamification could have a similar effect on Dave & Buster's customer base by allowing loyalty members to compete with one another and earn rewards and each other's cash, apparently. Now, this technology is a gamification software company, Lucra, and I couldn't help myself. I had to know, what is Lucra? So going to lucrasports.com, I will give credit. These folks seem like they've really got their stuff together. There's a whole walkthrough of their application. It does seem extremely polished, high-end, good stuff, so I don't have any issues with the technology. And I'm not necessarily an anti-gambling person here. I guess I'm just wondering if the folks in the executive suite at Dave & Buster's really know what they're getting themselves into, and maybe they're not even old enough to understand. Me, being an old guy, I can tell you all about back in the day, going back to the 70s, the early 80s, the proliferation of things like, and they still have them today, but pool halls, pinball parlors where you could wager on pinball, get yourself a game of pool going. And, look, at the end of the day, just making an observation, historical context, not judging anyone, those weren't exactly the pillars of virtue. Your local smoky pool hall, it was the kind of place where, people of dubious moral character would hang around hoping that someone would want to play some pool for 5, 10, 20, a mortgage payment. Is Dave & Buster's really clear that what they're going to do here might encourage people to be hanging out in the Dave & Buster's looking for some sweet air hockey action or some sweet skee ball action? What's going to happen if there's disputes after you've had a few beverages after the office and you push Steve from a county out of the way to get a leg up on Hot Shot basketball? Are they really ready for the kind of problems that may come with introducing gambling into the Dave & Buster's experience? Look, I'm not a Dave & Buster's executive. I don't pretend to be an expert on integrating gambling with restaurant dining, but it just seems to me like they're potentially opening a Pandora's box. But they want to do this. They're all in, so to speak. And I guess what I like to do on this channel is be helpful. So, Dave & Buster's execs, if you're really confident that this is the right way to go, we want to make the Dave & Buster's Hall into a gambling paradise, I've got a list of 5 things you can do to take it even farther. Make it an over-the-top play, as it were, to use a media industry term. Here's, in no particular order, 5 ideas for you. Number 1, let's just have Keno runners walking the dining room floor. That's right. Just like in any real casino, you're sitting there, you're having your $9.99 steak dinner special, and someone with that Keno vest comes up and asks if you want to get into the next triple special. Here's another one. How about a Wednesday night high-stakes Uno tournament? That's right, poker's probably a bridge too far, and you don't want to go all in that quickly. Here's another idea. Why don't we just replace the air hockey tables with bear pong tables? You get a little more bear flowing. That's a very high profit item for Dave & Buster's, I have to assume. Now, if you want to get really, really invested in this, you maybe implement those ideas and you still want to crank more revenue. And you realize, ultimately, that the revenues from running a gambling hall are far better than just serving up your average casual American food. Let's just replace the indoor dining area entirely with a sports book. 5-1, I'm all over it. And then finally, if you really want to really solidify in the public your identity as Dave & Buster's, the place to go eat, drink, and throw down some cash, the only thing you can do is to hire Pete Rose as the new face of Dave & Buster's. Just imagine it. I bet you'll have a great time at D&B's. Well, there you go. These are all free, Dave & Buster's. Free ideas for you to use because I'm just a generous sort of guy. Well, let me know in the comments what you think about this. How do you feel about the Dave & Buster's experience being accentuated and expanded with real money gambling? Would you wager on skee ball? Have you wagered on skee ball? Lots of questions I've got for you. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope you'll like and subscribe if you enjoy the cut of my jib. I'll see you on It's All Duggan Games.